Hey, so this is wrap up of week 24. We turn into a pumpkin tomorrow with week 25 and I think the start of the 6th month. Everything feels really real now, I think. I'm really starting to have little bits of sleep deprivation. I've had 2 nights, I think, where I've been just up and down, up and down, up and down. Whether I'm just awake at 4 in the morning, whether I need to eat after I've had a decent dinner, I'm still kind of hungry by the time I'm going to bed, or going to the bathroom or something. But yeah, I think I've only really had 2 of those types of nights. I have so far been kicked, which was kind of interesting. It didn't freak me out. I've always thought when I'd feel the baby move that it would freak me out, but it didn't. I'm kind of used to it's been such a gradual thing, having the movement come from just like little bubbles, like it's just my kind of stomach settling or moving, to now being quite obvious little sloshy kind of still nothing really that makes much sense. It's just kind of little bits here and something else there, and then this, and then nothing, you know. It's usually kickstarts after I've had lunch. I usually have lunch, I'll have some food mid-morning, so then I start getting some movement, and then a lot more at night when I'm in bed. I've definitely had moments of being really emotional, and you know, I'd previously kind of really cracked at work after dealing with a difficult client, and I think the guys that I work with, you know, they've said, oh, you know, if they will have known that I've dealt with a particular client, then probably would know that they're a little bit difficult, a little bit grumpy, or, you know, something about them is not quite an easy thing to deal with, and they're kind of more often, if you need to put them through to me, I can deal with it. So little things kind of stick with me a little bit more, and I just go, oh, you little shit, you know, don't talk to me like that, or, you know, be condescending or anything like that. So, but yeah, I think it's more just fatigue. I do really get kind of upset after I've you know, if the weekend's just been too busy, too long to involve, I'll just, you know, when I get home and I'm just with Dale, you know, I'll just like crash out and just go to bed and just be a bit kind of, you know, be a bit teary for a moment and then move on. But yeah, I definitely have, you know, it's kind of, what's wrong? Are you okay? And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm okay, I think. And it's, you know, it's like, there's nothing wrong. I feel like I need to be a bit teary for a moment. So that's, it can be hard for a partner to deal with, I guess, because there's no kind of, how do I fix this? It's just, okay, she's teary, I just need to be here for her and hold her and make sure it's nothing, you know, make sure there's nothing that needs to be dealt with, I guess. But otherwise, you know, I think just qualifying the fact that, you know, you're just upset and you're probably tired and you just need to, you know, sometimes you just need to like let go and just feel kind of crappy and go to bed. Definitely sleep and eating is the best medicine at the moment for me. If I'm feeling totally washed out and just crabby, then sleep and eating is always good. I do notice that I'm getting a bit refluxy, so I have to be careful if I'm eating. You know, I just feel it kind of stirring a little bit. It hasn't really stopped me from eating, you know, late in the evening. It's nothing bad. I've always had the type of anatomy that I have, because I've had a biopsy for celiac. They've told me that I've got the anatomy for reflux, just through the shape of the esophagus, I think. Yeah. Pardon me. So yeah, we're getting a lot more serious with furniture. I definitely am going to have a bassinet next to us. I just want to get a basic, no frilly bassinet, just something safe. I've actually been speaking to SIDS, the Sudden Infant Death Syndrome people, because I'd heard bassinets or Moses baskets or something aren't great, or they're just for little naps, but I want them for night sleep, so they need to be really safe. We've also got the offer of Dale's old cot, and after speaking to a friend at work, his parents-in-law had offered his wife's old cot, and you know, they were kind of, you know, his first baby, so they were you know, that's great. If it's up to Australian standards, that's fantastic. We'll love to take it. And then it was kind of like, oh, Australian standard, what's that about? And they, you know, ended up doing some research to see, you know, if it's safe. I think it's really difficult for parents to understand, well, but she was using that cot, so of course it's safe. It's, you know, standards are there for a reason, and because of deaths and injuries, that this research happening, and that changes have been made. And the changes are there because there have been problems. So we've got the offer of Dale's old cot, and it's an incredibly sweet and generous offer from his parents, and I really would like to kind of take it out, because I think it is just really a really lovely thing, and the fact that they've kept it in such pristine condition is, you know, quite amazing and really, really lovely. But yeah, I've sent them some information. Sid sent me a booklet, because I called them up to get their advice on it, and they're like, you know, have a look through the book and see if it's up to standard. So we'll see what happens. It you know, if it's just not up to standard, it's not up to standard. People put a lot of time into finding the right car seat. They like to get it professionally fitted. You need a good car seat to reduce any possible injury to the child should a collision or of any size or magnitude happen. And that's the same with beds, but with a car, at least you can have supervision over them just about all the time. You know, if you were to actually be able, you know, you're in the car with them, and, you know, supervision is a lot easier. But in a cot where, you know, they're going to spend a good couple of hours by themselves, you know, our apartment's so small, I don't know that would need, you know, a baby monitor. I mean, if you hear a baby cry, you know, if you didn't, you wouldn't be inside the apartment. But yeah, it needs to be up to Australian standards. So we'll see what happens with that. It's going to be really tough if it doesn't comply. Because what do you do with a beautiful offer like that if you can't take it and you have to turn it down? So I hope it does comply. I really, really hope it does comply. Of course, because it would, you know, they've kept the mattress as well in a beautiful, pristine condition, but with 3 boys having used the cot, and it was many decades ago, need a new mattress. And I believe that mattress standards have changed. It's no longer just a foam mattress, it's like, you know, spring coil or something like that. Anyway, so I think at this stage everything's kind of hitting me. It's really kind of happening, and it's very real, and there's a lot more movement. I was reading something in my baby centre, a weekly update about that one, maybe another website, but about the fact that, you know, when you're pregnant, you either